Yeah! Woo! Oh, baby! Woo! Reminds me of those teams right there. What a win! What a win! This defense came to play today. Giants football, baby. We're coming back. We are coming back. And I told you we were going to go to Seattle. Dave Gettleman, he ain't getting fired. He's getting GM of the year. This defense is unbelievable. Oh my gosh, what a win. Going to Seattle, to Russell Wilson, and shutting him down all day with a backup quarterback. That's how we do it. I mean, the thing is that this is the biggest win of the NFL season. Let's go to January. Let's win the NFC East, and then let's go and win some games. Get to Tampa Bay and win and bring home a Super Bowl this year. Why not? This defense is as good as any defense I've watched in the last 12 years. You got Leonard Williams playing out of his mind. Leonard Williams is playing unbelievable. The Giants' D-line is elite. We just went to Russell Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, the second best quarterback in the NFL. We went all the way to the Pacific Northwest without even a starting quarterback with Wayne Gallman, and this defense played out of their minds good all day. Leonard Williams, Jabal Sheard, Carter Coughlin probably had about 7 sacks, and we finished. We finished the game. Finished the game, huge sacks, unbelievable coverage. Patrick Graham is absolutely unbelievable. Patrick Graham's amazing. Joe Judge, the great hire by John Mara. Let's go win a championship. There's no stopping us now. You play 16 games of a season. Joe Judge said it best. Don't ride the roller coaster. This is a completely different team than the Week 3 game where Nick freaking Mullins threw for the Giants for 500 yards on that team. This is a completely different team that allowed Carson Wentz and the Eagles to score 14 points in 4 minutes. Because every week this team gets better and better. It's not sexy, but it's right. And the New York Football Giants, as 10.5-point dogs, guess what? We're coming back. I don't want to say we're back. I want to win a championship. This is one game, but it's an unbelievable game. The defense, Dave Gettleman's roster, John Mara, not listening to the fans. Not listening to the fans that wanted Dave Gettleman gone. Shermer just sucks that bad. Leonard Williams is unbelievable. Dalvin Tomlinson's really good. Let's look at the offensive line. You have Zeitler. Now, we did pick up Shane Lemieux, who's really good, and Andrew Thomas. So maybe I'll give you that about the drafting. But still, there were guys last year that are still playing on this team on the defensive side of the ball. I'll tell you an example of who's better. I mean, Big Cat Williams is a lot better. Dalvin Tomlinson's better. B.J. Hill. The defensive linemen now, Dexter Lawrence, they're all so much better under this regime. The cornerbacks that we're picking out of free agency. I mean, this is what's going on. And the New York Giants, the linebackers are getting used better. Shermer just was awful. This offensive line now with Dave DeGuglielmo is unbelievable. And this team is really, really special. And this team gels. This team vibes. I've been saying it since last week. Been saying it for 2 weeks now that this can be a Super Bowl championship football team because we're as hot as any team in this damn league. We went to Seattle today without a starting quarterback, and it wasn't a fluke. We almost held them without a touchdown all game long. This is not a fluke. The Giants are Super Bowl contenders this year. What other team can go on the road and do it? What other road can go on the team and do it? What other team can go on the road and win this game? And Dave Gettleman's assembled a hell of a roster, hell of a staff. Shermer didn't know how to pick any players. He didn't know how to pick any players, and Shermer and Betcher were so awful. And now you put a good team here of Wayne Gallman, you put Shepard and Ingram on a team, you put Kevin Zeitler on a dang team with Nick Gates as your center. You pick up a tackle in Fleming, you put in Pearl. I mean, Patrick Graham every single week's a masterpiece. He is like Michelangelo. He is the Picasso of NFL football. Every single week you're going to watch him. You're going to see the most prepared and the most beautiful game plans that you'll ever see in your damn life when you watch Patrick Graham coach defensive football. He is the most brilliant. No wonder he went to Yale. I don't have 1 inch of the brain cells that he has. I don't have 1% of the brain cells that Patrick Graham and that Joe Judge have. Graham Gano banging in field goals. This whole team is fantastic. The staff and everything about it. And it's a 16-game season, and this team needed to learn how to win, battle through adversity. How about Jabril Peppers, right? He's another guy that was misused. He's playing amazing. Jabril is playing amazing. It just shows you that Betcher was full of crap. He was full of absolute crap. And Dave Gettleman, for all that he's been through, I mean, he had James Betcher and Shermer screwing with these elite level players. And Dave Gettleman deserves credit for putting the roster together when all the fans wanted him gone. And that's the point, is that Dave Gettleman and this team has built something great. And the ownership, everybody wanted to fire Dave Gettleman because that was the easy thing to do. But these owners, they don't do the easy thing. They hire a special teams coordinator that's 38 years old from New England. They let a really successful college coach go in what's his name? In Matt Rule. They don't hire Mike McCarthy, even though McCarthy's won championships. They ignore a 15-1 Ron Rivera. They say, we're taking a special teams guy from New England, a guy who coached wide receivers, because we know this guy is legit. And that is why the Giants have elite ownership with John Mara. He still has that Mara blood in him from Wellington Mara. This is a traditional power, not meant to be held down. Not meant to be held down like the Jets, like the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnatis and the Washingtons of the world, because we've been there for too long. The Giants have been there for about 7 or 8 years. This is the biggest win in 8 years, and finally it's a changing of the tide. And in our generation, in our lives, you could be a Lions fan, a Bengals fan, a Jaguars fan, or a Jets fan and never experience success. But the people that are Giants fans should be blessed, because this team went on the road to Seattle, and this team is going to be favored to win a home playoff game, because I'm not afraid of the Browns or the Arizona Cardinals, and I think that special things are in order this season. There's no moral victories. We have health and we have a defense. Let's go anywhere, let's play anywhere, and let's beat anybody that's in our way. Because with this defense, the Giants can really compete for a Super Bowl. And I'm tired of waiting. Let's go do the damn thing. Nobody expected us to win when the Giants were 10-6. Nobody expected the Giants to win when the Giants were 9-7. Today's a big win. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. It's so exciting. The culture, all those other 4 wins. And guess what? Last week, that shoestring tackle by Cam Brown, the Giants wouldn't be here without Cam Brown. The New York Giants, though, wouldn't be here without that tackle that happened in Cincinnati last week. The national media, they'll all see the Giants. They saw the Giants win 19-17. They're like, this team is bad. They barely play with the Cincinnati Bengals. And guess what? And guess what ends up happening? The play last week, the shoestring tackle, the sack fumble, that propels the Giants for positive momentum. Beating crappy teams by small margins. Nobody thought the Browns were any good either. Very similar a little bit to the Giants. Everybody looked at the Browns beating the Jags by 2 and thought that doesn't mean anything. The Giants, up until this point, they beat the Eagles by 10. They barely beat Washington both times, but those times accumulate. And Showtime, we are back. And it all goes back to Kyle Allen. That 2-point stop with Kyle Allen early in the season. The Giants needed that play. And then if you go back to the Philly game, the Giants coughed away, choked that game away. The Giants choked the Bears game away, the Rams game. And then guess what happens? The Giants says, enough of this bull, enough of this crap. Enough of this horse crap. We're going to learn how to win, and we're going to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. And that's what the football team did today. That's what the football team did today. And the Giants absolutely outcoached Seattle and outclassed Seattle. Giants are a better complete team than Seattle. Seattle has Metcalf and Russell Wilson. You saw today with a backup quarterback, the Giants are more physical. The Giants are well coached. This league has finally been put on notice that the Giants are back and playing elite football. Daniel Jones, here's the thing, and I appreciate all the compliments. Daniel Jones, the thing is with the Giants is that they beat the Eagles, and everybody just laughs at the NFC East and said there's no legitimate teams in the NFC East. But the Giants went to Seattle today, and it's time for people to start respecting the New York Giants. And I'll remember the people that disrespected the Giants, that disrespected Gettleman, that made fun of the Joe Judge hire, that made fun of Daniel Jones, that made fun of this defense, that laughed at the Leonard Williams trade, laughed at the Odell Beckham trade. I'll remember those people, and I'll let that fuel me as a fan, and I want the Giants to continue to be fueled. It's 1 week to the next. It's come on home. It's a big-time win, one of the biggest wins in franchise history today with a young coach and a young team. And hopefully the team can go ahead and win a championship. NFC East, and hopefully play in the playoffs. But it's one game at a time. It's fantastic. I believed it was going to happen because the Giants' defense has been phenomenal all season. The Giants run the football and shorten the game, and Seattle doesn't want. Seattle, I appreciate that, Sabrina. Seattle does not, they don't handle running the football well. And again, things change in life. You could be at the bottom of the bottom, especially in life right now with everything going on around us. You could be like Daniel Jones against the Bucs. You can be a 1-6 team. You can be the laughing stock of everybody, tripping all over your shoes. You could be a team that gives up 14 points to Carson Wentz. You can be an 0-5 team. But if you keep working hard, you can then transform and you can make yourself, and it's not overnight, it's every day getting better. You can then make yourself up into a good enough team to go on the road and beat the elite of the elite. You're never down too long. It's a mindset. It's Joe Judge. It's Patrick Graham. It is talent as well. There is talent on this roster, and there's talent with this coaching staff. But again, it's a mindset of not riding the wave, because when a team's 0-6, other teams in the league just fold up tent, but not this football team. I'm so proud of them and the way they were able to finish. And the Giants deserve to win that game. They outplayed Seattle. First quarter was great. The fumble of the punt luckily went out of the end zone, but a absolute bull crap call. Absolutely a load of one of the worst calls of the NFL season was that play in the first quarter when the Giants were going in to score a touchdown. They called Slayton on a hold when he plowed the guy over and didn't even touch Jamal Adams. That was an awful, atrocious call. But the Giants on fourth down were amazing. They got fortunate with the punt, and then the third quarter was absolutely just euphoria. It was absolutely borderline erotic, to use the words of Brett Bielema. The Wayne Gallman run down the sideline, the way that the Butler caught the touchdowns, swinging it to the fences. I love this team. It's a ragtag team. There's no stars on this damn team, and Colt McCoy coming in there and filling in admirably. This team is a special team and he said that he said people would be inspired to watch Giants football, and I'm very inspired by what they're doing, because they went from the worst team in the league. They went from a team like that people thought they'd be drafting a quarterback that were picking in the top 5, and against the Bucs when the Giants lost, you thought this was a 4-win team, and the thing is, you thought this team was at the level of the Jets, at the level of the Jags, at the level of Washington. People made fun of the Giants. It says, you play in the NFC East, you guys absolutely blow. You guys are a horrible, horrible team. But it shows you in life that the elite people in life can battle through adversity. That's what Evan Ingram's done. That's what Joe Judge has done. This team battles through all types of adversity and makes themselves into a great football team. And I wanted the world today to see the work that the Giants have been putting in. I wanted the world today to see our culture shine bright. I wanted the world today to see our organization shine as bright as they've ever shined before. I wanted the world today to see that. Because most of the world is not watching us beat Cincinnati, and they're not impressed by that. They're not impressed by watching the Giants beat the Eagles by 10 points. But now, finally today, people could start to see the culture of resilience that Joe Judge has built and that everybody should be so proud of. This is a special team with special groups of guys and characters that everybody in America and around the world should cherish and be thankful for the New York Giants. But I'm a Giants fan. I love this team. I love Joe Judge. It's a special win. Got to enjoy it. Enjoy these days. These days don't come around too often. Hopefully, as Giants fans, they keep coming. But today was a sign. It was just a huge win, maybe to propel the Giants to the playoffs, to an inside track of the playoffs. Again, they got to finish, but we'll always remember this game. Playing Russell Wilson, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL history, and shutting him down to 12 points, we'll always look fondly on the effort of this team and today's game. We'll always look fondly. No matter how the season plays out, I'm proud of this team. And what a win. Because, again, you can't keep us down forever. That's the point. This team was considered one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they've transitioned throughout the last 5 weeks into being elite. And Joe Judge could see it, and Patrick Graham could, because they're brilliant. They're visionaries. They could see 10 weeks into the future. And could you imagine if this team wins playoff games? Could you imagine if they go to Tampa Bay and win a Super Bowl? How amazing that story would be. It's amazing, but I know you guys that are not Giants fans are probably like, this is annoying and whatever. But hey, I'm a Giants fan. This was fun. This was fun.